We're live. So today we're going to be talking about elder care as we normally do.
Hmm.
Transportation, elderly, some slide board that she's going to explain,
Hmm.
elderly that need assistance, midnight snacks for the elderly, meals for us or for him, oxtail versus lamb, pickled
Oh,
cucumbers. Dang it, I forgot to bring the pickled cucumbers up. And obviously, we need a virtual assistant. So if this is your first time here, this is Connecticut Housewives,
and Housewives of Connecticut.
and I am Nubia, and this is my sister.
Adwoa.
So we actually are born in the state of Connecticut. We started this channel or this series because we're housewives and we want to talk about things near and dear to our heart. Aside from elderly care, because we take turns taking care of our father, who spent his luxurious summers in Connecticut, and then his hot as Hades
Rest of the seasons.
time in Texas, and so now he just turned 83, and he's not able to fly back and forth anymore. So he resides in Texas with my sister and her family. So that's what our channel is all about. You are more than welcome to leave a comment or a question in the chat box. And here we go. That was
All
good.
right.
We got that down to a science in 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Yes, and we also talk about sister locks and gardens and other things like that. So
Yes. So as you can tell, this is my bun back here for my sister locks, and then hers is nicely twisted. Yes. Oh, and fresh. Hers is fresh because she just did it last Tuesday, just before our podcast, right?
yeah, correct.
Yes. All right. So there we go. So what subjects do we want to talk about also that we did not say?
Goodness, let's see here. I think you hit everything. Transportation, transfer board, which is still in the car. Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. So what explain to us what a slide board is.
Okay, so a transfer board is a slide board, a board you can slide the person from one location to the other. For me, I kind of use it for leverage because Pop's not able to slide across the board the way I'd like him to.
But how do
So
you
I kind of
and
like,
how does and doesn't his wheelchair or whatever have to be up high enough to equal your chair? That's the part that I don't understand.
yes, yes. So his first scooter did not allow. It wasn't. There's no way. No comparison as far as the level in which they stand. But the second scooter he sees is pretty. It's maybe about a couple of inches off from being level, maybe two or three, which is not that bad. That's pretty awesome because my SUV sits kind of high. Um, but with saying that, he doesn't feel comfortable and confident. As far as like he's got pains with his shoulders and stuff like that, especially the right one. So he doesn't feel comfortable trying to scooch himself across a board to a seat. Even if he can see the seat,
Yeah,
and he
but it's
knows
probably going like this because he has to go from his scooter to your SUV, right? I'm trying to understand.
the scooter is almost level. It's about two, like I say, so about 2 or 3 inches. The newer one it sits higher.
Okay.
I put it in another room. I
Is
was
that
going
your
to show
dog?
you.
Oh,
Yes.
oh.
So long story short, it's just hard for him to lift himself up. So I had to put it underneath his rear end in order for him to get on it to even try to scooch. But he doesn't feel confident just yet with that. This is very new. We just got it yesterday, and
Okay.
what a blessing that was. So I use it to get him in, and what I do is I use the board. I put it on the seat. I put his left leg up in the car, which is
Okay.
like a feat in itself. It's kind of like a massive stretch. But we get that one up there, and I put his rear end on the board, and then kind of have him shuffle himself, scooch himself over little by little. That way he feels a little more comfortable because he can hold on to the door, and I have a little door handle. It's like a what do you call it? A retractable, not retractable, but kind of like removable handle that
Okay.
you can put on a little latch where your door is. When you open the doors, like a little metal latch. You can hook it right on there and use it to stabilize yourself.
Okay. I'm trying to get the wrong. And what is it called? It's called a sliding board, or what is it called?
So it's called the transfer board.
Transfer board. Okay.
Uh-huh. And they come in 3 sizes. And when they ask me what size that I need, I just ask for the largest board because I had no idea what size board I would need.
And
And so, mhm.
and does that work? Is that the right size for him though?
So the board's like a 29-inch board, 9 inch. So If you think about it, 29 inches, if this is 3, it's pretty much times 10 on this. So it's probably about the length of both my, can't see, but both my arms, maybe,
Okay.
maybe,
Just
maybe my
outstretching.
fingertips too.
So just
Yeah,
outstretching your arms. Okay.
yes, but a little bit smaller than that.
Hmm.
But yeah, 29 inches. So it's pretty much just a little bit over 2 feet, which is like 2 rulers and change.
So, but see, the point with that, the thing with that is that you're having to lift him up, and that's causing you bodily pain.
Well, before the transfer board, I was doing the same thing, lifting his leg up and using my knee on there's a little step before you get into the SUV. So I put my foot on the step and I would put his rear end on my knee and I would slide him off of my knee into the seat.
And see, if there's any nurse or anybody listening right now, they're like, this person better be related to you because that sounds very dangerous. Very, very. And yes, he is related to us. He's our father. Okay. But
Yeah.
she's causing
Mhm.
herself bodily harm. But so I don't know, maybe at the end you can walk yourself out there to get the sliding board if anybody's here still to the end. So we talked about that. And the other thing is, like today, did he have an appointment today? Because you said you were going to call transportation. And that
Yes.
and
So something happened with it. I'm so glad that I had already prepared in my mind because I didn't get a response back, which is unusual for this company.
Mhm.
Um, Especially when you're paying him X amount of dollars each trip.
But you don't have to pay
But
him ahead of time though. You pay him once he comes,
oh,
right?
well, I'm so glad I didn't pay in advance yet. But he allows me to pay sometime in the day, which I'm really grateful for, and I pay online. So winning.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. And so companies like that, do you cash app them? Do you Venmo them, Zelle them? How do you?
I'm glad you asked. I think he has Zelle and he definitely has Venmo, but he
Okay.
also has PayPal. But if you click on PayPal, what I like about that is
You get a
like
receipt.
I don't use my PayPal account, but below that, it actually says credit card or debit card. So you're able to do it, debit card, credit card, PayPal, Venmo, and whatever the last one you said. Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember what it said.
I think it's everything but Cash App, pretty much. Oh,
Okay.
Zelle.
Oh, because I
Mhm.
was saying with PayPal, you at least get a receipt, but they kind of, like with an invoice number,
Well,
you can't.
well, with our military banking, that's a receipt right there. You can see what you did. It's gonna
Yeah,
tell you.
yeah,
So
yeah. Okay, so that's cool because he's an older gentleman, and he even though he has like a pickup, he can help and assist getting our father into the truck, and then
yeah,
strap.
he's easy in his like 40s for sure. 40s,
Oh,
maybe early 50s,
why do I
if
always
that.
think everybody's over 50 like us, over
No,
50-ish like us? Okay, gotcha.
yeah.
That's good. That's
Hmm.
even better that he's a little bit younger. But yeah, so that's kind of
Yes,
like the
maybe
same age as our brother and sister, youngers.
40s. Yeah, the 40 folks.
Yeah, the 40 folks.
Uh-huh.
So, okay, so we talked about that, which is good that you have, because I remember when I was visiting you in Texas, we was like, somebody should start a business doing this because there are people who do those kind of commercial um, transportation, but they work for the nursing homes or they work for the hospital type of thing.
Exactly.
So the fact that he does
Exactly.
it for private citizens is
Mhm,
awesome,
mhm. Yeah, yeah.
awesome, awesome,
So
awesome.
I'm grateful.
So that's
I'm
good.
grateful.
So maybe we can see the transportation board later. So let's skip. We're gonna say the well, let's jump right into it. You were talking about if an elder person needs to have care, there's so many different programs out there, which is wicked awesome.
Yes,
But you have to be under, I mean, like drastically under a certain amount of money per month or per year, and that's very disparaging because oh, this is my shirt. I have my sleeves out. Um, um, so so there's a lot of things that our father didn't qualify for because he makes a certain kind of income. Is that correct? So can you fill us in on that?
so they want you to be under, I believe it's under, I'll just say if you are under $1,900 a month, then you're good.
Mhm.
It's when they prefer to see not very much money in your account. So if you can keep it at that level, then you're doing awesome. And it really depends on what state you're in, to be honest.
Mhm.
They all have different guidelines as far as how much money they're going to allow you to have, readily available for yourself. But yeah, that's what they want for Medicaid. Medicaid wants you to have. They told me pretty much to be safe. $1,500 in the account. But I want to say that the window is probably around anywhere from 1,200 to $1,900. But long story short is you don't want to play with it. You want to be, for sure. With us, it's a blessing because, you know, I can actually have our father, pay me to be his caregiver. I mean, it hasn't come to fruition yet,
Right.
but hopefully that's where, that'll keep him that threshold where I'll still be able to have Medicaid. Nowadays you
And it's
absolutely
not
positively.
and it's not that you need it either. It's just that in order to keep him safeguarded and allow him the support and the to be under a certain income, that's one of the things that you have to do.
Yes, yes.
Right.
It's one of the requirements.
Okay.
One of the things that either qualify you or disqualify you for the care.
Right.
But nowadays, you absolutely positively have to have either private insurance or two insurance. Some at least two forms of insurance to be able to cover you if you have to go through nursing home or if you want to have them at home and have care. But for the most part, most people are putting their family members in nursing homes, and I'm telling you right now, you will be paying out of pocket if you get past a certain amount of days with Medicare.
Mm-hmm.
So if like give you an example, for rehab gives you 20 days of rehab. Get 20
Yes.
days. You
Yeah.
know,
And he and then tell the story because he had ours. He was in for 10 days, had a situation, had to go back to the hospital, and then after that, he only had 10 days left, basically, because they don't really start
exactly.
the clock
And
over again.
I was gonna say that they do not restart the clock. If you go into rehab from a hospital, your 20 days start then. And then if you go back, God forbid, like you say, whatever you have remaining is your remaining.
Yeah.
And then you pay out of pocket after that.
Right.
Unless you have two forms of insurance or you have, you know, something else to help subsidize. If not, it's going to be here in Texas, it's going to be a guaranteed anywhere from $204 to $209 a day, you
Per
know,
day, people. Per day.
out of pocket.
Yeah.
So that can drain a
And that
bank
and that
account
whole
really quick.
and that whole situation is out of pocket. That's like that's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. So in order for my husband and I to go on vacation, we'd have to put our father into a long-term facility, just to be able to go on vacation because there's no one else to backfill.
Mm.
And then if you do actually there's a program called, I think I spoke about it last time. I can't remember what I called it, but it's a program where you're caring for your loved one,
Mhm.
uh, directed care or something like directed care. Well, it's for military, it's like veteran directed care, but there's another name for the facility inside of the house. And
And it's called hospice, right? So this is and
but
we thought we had a is it called hospice
that's
still?
that's separate.
Okay.
So, but the veterans directed care is another program that allows you to be able to, one or the other, either the state or through the military from the state. Either way, it's all coming from the state, and it allows you to care for your loved one. But if you go away, say you're going for a week or whatever on vacation with your spouse or whoever, um, that's still 24-hour care each day. So either they're going to require you to put them in a facility or you're going to have to pay for someone to stay in your home during a time frame, and it adds up quick. I talked to multiple agencies, and they said anywhere from 32 to $35 an hour. Now you times that by 24 hours, and then you times that again by 7 days.
You know.
You know,
Mhm.
so facility it is, unfortunately. You know, but
Mhm.
if you want to stay married, it does behoove you to take time out when your spouse wants to take time out. So, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
you know what?
So
It's all in the name of keeping our loved ones at home.
right. They make
You
it
know,
sound
and
in our head it seems so easy. It would be easy, but it really is. It requires a lot of wow, just mental, emotional, a whole bunch of stuff. A whole bunch of stuff. Just it
exactly.
requires way more than you think. And
Hmm.
then if you don't have a huge network of, I think of other families, they may have 10 people living in the house together. You know what I mean? Other nationalities. And so that's you got a network of people who can help you. But
Right.
us Americans, majority of the time that been here for a long time, you have this house and you have your two people, and the house is big enough to him maneuver because he can even drive his scooter through the house. You know,
He does.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, you need to have more hands on. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And so
And
tell
so
us.
this,
Go ahead. No, I was gonna say, and tell us about that. There's that, and then there's hospice, because we were thinking in the beginning that hospice is like our, like one of our aunts that was in Maine. We'll just leave that like that. How towards the end of her life, she lived a good life, long into wait what 108. So, she towards the end they used hospice. You said maybe two or three times, because we thought it was only when people are closer to the end. But hospice is a program that can be used for. They say once a month, but they don't really mean once a month, like maybe every other month or.
Well, the whole goal is hospice is, he came out of it. He came from the hospital to the facility as a skilled nurse, nursing facility.
Mhm,
So that gave him the opportunity. I had never heard. It's so funny. You don't know until you know, but that was the first time I've ever heard, hospice for where our father, where our father is in his life right now in his
right.
stage.
Mhm,
And they, he is ironically enough, it's not enough to have diabetes because that was a disqualifier. It's not enough to have CKD because that didn't actually come into play. But because has heart issues, things going on with his heart, is what authorized him to be able to have the care, which I am so grateful for. As you spoke, they have a nurse come in at least once, twice a week to just do vitals and check up on the patient and make sure they're okay. You live one, and then they'll also authorize you someone that will come in and bathe your loved one as well.
mhm,
Um, Only I told them, thank you, she's really sweet, but don't send her back. I can clean him better, do
mhm,
better.
mhm,
And I'm almost sorry because that would give me a little break, but it's like, I just need to know that he's actually clean, you
mhm.
know. So
No,
yeah, looking
no half stepping.
right. Oh, what I also wanted to say that if you're on hospice, you can't double dip. Like he's authorized aid and assistance.
Mhm.
That aid and assistance that will actually allow him to have someone come in and bathe him, 3 times a week. Only I'm not authorized right now because he's in hospice.
Mm. Wow.
So right.
Okay. Okay.
So and then and hospice is not a long term thing. That you get evaluation, and the evaluation tells you whether or not the patient is still, authorized, or still meet the requirements for hospice. So once that is done or expires, or he no longer qualifies for it, then I can do aid and assistance. So it's just so many things, so many, and it's really easy to get them, misconstrued, or confused because there's so many different programs for so many different things. But can I just tell you that today we did 4 things before 9:12 in the morning?
What? And
Yes.
our father, I mean, unless you go to Dunkin' Donuts and get him a cup of coffee, he's not a morning person.
Oh well, it was Denny's, baby. After his appointment, it was Denny's.
Oh, okay,
And
okay. So the carrot was all right. We're gonna do these couple things, and all right, keep moving. All right, let's keep moving, keep moving. We're fine. All right, here we go. Time. We're gonna feed you. It's time because he will be playing. Don't be skipping no
oh,
meal.
he'll tell you, eat, 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 eat.
Yeah,
He's ready.
yeah.
So
And believe us, our father has a huge vocabulary, but nowadays it's just like sleep. I'm ready to sleep, or
mhm,
eat. Eat.
mhm,
I'm ready to eat now.
mhm. We'll lay down.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, but yeah, so we went to his appointment was at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Who
Eight,
does that?
83 and 8 o'clock. I mean, I'm sure there's some 83 years old out there that are like morning people, but morning, it's early. So, but
Look,
but, but praise God, we
we love Jesus, and he ain't even up that early.
and then the traffic is getting a little bit worse in my location just because it's condensed here, and so I'm not used to doing anything that early in the morning. So it's like you have to, God forgive me, Lord Jesus. But just to get through, thank God we have the HOV, because if we didn't have the HOV, I'd be in trouble.
All right, all right. I'm not from Texas. Explain to us what a HOV is.
Okay, that's the HOV. I would call it the hub, but the HOV is the lane that allows you to, if you have two or more people in, it'll allow you to travel outside of the regular highway. So it's to the left of it, HOV, and it's two or more people. It's kind of like
Okay.
for yeah, tracking.
Right, right, right. Okay, so I know that if I'm traveling through Connecticut and I'm in some place like Hartford, I do see an
Right.
HOV line with a big old nice little diamond on the side of the lane
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Got you. And I
That's
see
the
lots of people
thing.
going to that lane and they in the car by themselves. Okay,
Shame,
but
shame, shame, shame,
you
shame,
know,
shame.
yep.
One
Okay,
time I had
so
the audacity to tell someone, shame, shame, shame. He said, come on over, come on over. I said, no, no, no. You wanted me to go to the dark side.
girl, you look the way the world is right now. You better look straight and act like you don't see that person cheating in the wrong lane, because these people, shoot,
better, better mind my business, huh?
better mind your own.
My,
Yes,
my,
yes,
my B business.
yes, exactly, exactly.
Ah,
So now that we've
oh,
covered transportation, the transportation board, let's talk about midnight snacks.
oh, yeah.
Cause
So,
yeah,
I have not seen our friend today. Where is she?
I know. You know what? YouTube, come on now, YouTube. They've been suppressing our views here, like not pushing us out
Um,
there. I'm
like,
gonna
where is
call
the
you
child of
out,
the Most
YouTube.
High? Child of the Most High, where are you?
Yeah, child of the Most High, where are you?
So I don't see the light on saying that you're actually live on YouTube. So is it live right now on YouTube or no?
It says live because it says the only other option right now is to end the stream.
Okay, yeah. So I see live on the restream. I just don't see the. Usually it tells me on my YouTube. Okay, Nubian Nation is actually live right now, and I don't actually see it. So I'm gonna see if I can. Oh,
Yeah.
I do see it. I do see it live. Okay, 34
Okay.
minutes ago. Mhm.
Okay. Because I was like, let me go over there and take a look. So
Yeah,
while we're
it's just a delay, like from the YouTube to the restream.
It is a delay. Yeah,
Uh,
it has been.
mhm.
So let's tell us about some midnight snacks. And so if you guys see me, I'm just like typing stuff in the thing. And so tell us, like we know our father. You can give him a jar of peanut butter and he'd be happy. But you probably give him like 6 or 7 crackers and some peanut butter, or what do you do? What's the snack time for midnight? Because
So, so for him, I do a few things. So he's not really a snacker when it comes to fruit. He kind of likes, unless it's like right, fresh and you can see it, but to have it sitting there for an hour or two, yeah, no, he likes his colds and his hot hots. So, yes, our father loves peanut butter crackers. So one of his main staples for a snack is, and I should be giving him like two at a time, and like two at a time, and like two at a time. But the package comes like with six in it, and by the time I go in to give him the snack and refresh his water, I come back, the whole thing is gone. The whole thing is gone. 6 crackers, peanut butter crackers, gone. But so that's one. I've
so,
done
is there
celery
more?
peanut butter,
Is there
celery and
more?
almond butter.
Wait,
Go ahead.
wait, is there more sodium in the ones that are in the package? I mean, I know it's time consuming to do it, like, from straight from you doing it or whatever, because it saves
Yeah,
time.
I do it sometimes, but that's not going to be my everything. I can't. Yeah, I have to be honest.
Yeah,
Where I
especially
am,
right.
no.
Yeah, yeah.
So
The other
yeah, package.
oh, I'm glad that okay. So the other thing with that is um him being fuller. So I know that last week, I think, or maybe by phone or whatever, I was talking about I switched over. I'm starting to do the carnivore diet.
Yes.
So him eating more meat or getting more, like feeling more satiated at each meal
Yeah.
would keep him from being hungry at 8 o'clock. I mean at midnight, whatever, and calling
No,
you.
no, I totally understand. But what you have to also realize is like you can't leave meat out for that long lengths of time.
No, but I mean during his dinner time, during the course of his meal, like not eating starches, but to eat more of the meats, like a fatty meat, like a
Steak,
yeah. We talked
salmon.
about yeah, and we also talked about lamb. Well, we'll talk about that in a bit, but yeah, and
Yeah,
oxtail, those type of things, and like
right.
lobster roast.
He's had this. He's had lamb this week. He's had salmon this week. He's had steak. He's had hamburgers, cheeseburgers. He's had the meats.
But would he eat them without the bread? Because the breads are what, and the sugar in the bread is what makes him much still require and crave more.
And
So
yeah, that's true. That's true. Also, you're talking about the sugars and the carbs. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I didn't. He had a burger, and the burger actually was a toast bread, not, as opposed to having. It's like 60 calories per slice
hmm
of the bread that he's eating, as opposed to like getting the bread, the bun, and the bun is like 120 calories right off the shoot. You know.
have you seen the thing
So
going around this week lately that uh, our bread is not real bread anymore? Like the guy said and that's true. I've had a loaf of bread, and even if it's sitting on the counter, that it goes way past the expiration date without even getting any mold. So they're
Right.
saying that our bread, again, one more item that goes to the list of being banned in in Europe and different places. Our bread is not considered bread, not even.
Do
So
we have anything that's still real?
you know, I mean, that's a hard one right there.
Hmm.
That's a hard one right there. So the person, he switched up and he got a some rye bread or something like that. And when he went back and checked it, I think he bought both loaves around the same time. And when he went back and checked on the rye bread,
Bad.
it had mold on it. It had mold on it, which is, of course. So now I keep my bread, try and go for the most fortified, non-filler bread, and I keep it in the freezer because I know that I'm not gonna eat it in time, and then I'll
Hmm.
just take out a piece, divide it with a knife if I want two slices. But right now, I'm trying not to eat any bread or eat that many carbs because I'm doing the carnivore diet or
Hmm.
carnivore lifestyle. I'll say
Yeah,
lifestyle.
and then they say also that not having carbs in your diet isn't that great either. So it's like, some say yes, some say no. I
Yeah,
get the whole if you're gonna actually make it a lifestyle and you're not gonna eat breads and grains and all that, then great. But we're not gonna dedicate to that. I can tell you right now.
no, but
That's
the thing is, no matter what you eat, you're gonna get some carbs anyway. It's just that you're purposely not eating the pasta, the rice, and the breads. Because if you
right.
eat an apple, you're gonna get some carbs, but it's just natural, you know. So I mean, I think I don't know this between that last Tuesday and today. I think I must have watched over 20 videos of different women and how they're using the carnivore diet. But so I'm just saying for Pop, maybe if he doesn't really like rice anyway. I mean, if I remember correctly, he doesn't really like rice. Um,
He'll eat anything with gravy.
yeah, yeah. I know he prefer like a Chinese rice
Mhm.
or like a shrimp fried rice or something like that, preferably over white rice is what it.
Yes.
But yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So that was us talking about midnight. So what you said celery with peanut butter? Does he really eat? Does he eat celery with peanut butter?
Celery with peanut butter, but he loves the celery with almond butter.
Okay, even better.
Yes.
Even
Um, so, you know what? It's so funny. I just started again using, how you get those buy the baby carrots in that little bag.
yes.
So I buy the baby carrots. Like he's not gonna want to chew on that, but if you just cook the either boil up or microwave the carrots,
Hmm.
he'll eat those carrots. Then I was surprised he actually ate a whole plate. And they were all gone. I was surprised. So, but yeah, I just try to keep it healthy. Like we're gonna have some Brussels sprouts tonight, and just get the healthy. It's hard for him to get the green leafies, every day. But I do salads at least 3 or 4 times a week. You
And the
know,
thing about that with our father, even though you can sneak everything into those smoothies if you want to, or whatever, he is not a smoothie drinker. I mean, and don't let him think that there's a banana in there or something with that kind of texture, which is kind of crazy that our parents didn't eat that much. I hardly ever see our mom nowadays. She eats more fruits and vegetables and salads, but growing up, I don't remember. And I love salads growing up. So
but we ate fruit and
we
salad
did,
and
we did, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. But then again, you're your kids. You don't pay that much attention to what your parents are eating either.
No, right,
So,
right, right,
so
right.
plus we had to make dinner. I had to make dinner, and you cooked before our parents came home from work.
Well, you cleaned, and I whatever. Yeah,
You
you
know.
did you did most of the cooking. I cleaned. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
We had it split down the center like that.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I wish I could show you today too because I actually went on a little spree today, and I um one quarter of my room. I'll say that just one corner of my room. I Every day you wake up and you look at that spot and it's like, okay, today I'm going to be motivated enough to do this.
Hmm.
Today I'm going to be motivated day after day after day. And today I finally got up. I said, you know what? Because I know that I'm not leaving right away to go to a class that I was going to originally. I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, I'm going to pace myself for today. And I got up. I asked my husband to bring the vacuum cleaner upstairs to the second floor, and I
You
stayed.
vacuum.
I stayed in that room. But before I vacuumed, I had to pick up all my books off the floor, and then because of course right now you don't know where you're going to put them, I put them out in the hallway outside of my door. But that cleared the floor space, and voila. And I didn't tell my husband what I did because he went to drop off my son to work. and he went to get a part from Home Depot or Lowe's, one of those places.
Mhm.
And when he came back, he said, "Whoa, like what happened?" Because it feels so much better when you don't say that you're gonna do it, but you just do it and it
Yes.
surprises them.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
then you feel like you're letting yourself down if you say it out loud and then you don't do it. Because for some reason, I know with you and I being in the military and some of the stuff that we went through, we probably need to do a different subject one time on PTSD, ups, downs, not whatever. Sometimes people act like it's embarrassing, but it's a thing. So anyway, I had the motivation today, and woo, it feels good.
It's something about no expectations. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? If you don't say anything to him and you don't, because you're not going to beat yourself up because no one else knows besides you, right?
right,
So there's no expectations, then it gives you some kind of motivation to actually do it. It's like self gratification, in a good way.
right, right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Hmm.
So that felt so good. That felt so good. And I know that whenever I talk about military stuff, PTSD or whatever, and even though our husbands get it, sort of, kind of, I know that once I bounce it off you, you get it right off the bat. Like you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Exactly what I'm talking
That,
about.
that and you are my sibling, so there's that too.
They got that thing too. So so that was a little bit about PTSD, but we could do it. That's a whole nother subject that we could take longer on that. And we're already like already halfway through our show here. So did you want to talk about? You said one time your daughter went to go somewhere, and when she came back or whatever, you cooked some oxtail. So talk about oxtail versus lamb. Something fun.
Oh, let me tell you. So I am starting to dream about lamb made the same way you do oxtail. So my daughter was actually stationed in Virginia,
Hmm.
and she was at work, and I said, I'm gonna make something special. So that's the day I decided to make oxtail. And can I just tell you that when she came home and we all sat down and ate, we were tearing that oxtail up. It came out so good in a crock pot. I was so excited. That was my first time actually making it. And what motivated me was we have a chef in my at my church, and he made oxtail and charged X amount of dollars. Now, keeping in mind, it's labor
Pricey,
intensive, and
pricey,
it's
pricey too.
pricey, right? So, long story short was, it was really, really good. I said, you know what? This is really, really tasty. But you know what? I know I can. If he can make this, I'm not a chef, but I think I can make it too. So I did a little prayer over that thing, and voila.
You're a good cook. You're a good cook too.
Oh, that's very thoughtful, sister. But yeah, all I can say is it came out so good. We were tearing up. It was so good. So now, after talking to you yesterday, and I was telling you that we made lamb. Well, actually, I didn't make it. My husband made lamb. Okay, I'm so thankful. I was hurting. I was just not feeling good that day, and he had already promised to make it. Agreed, should I say, to make it. And he actually came through because I definitely needed help that day. So it's nothing like your other half, just
Stepping up to the plate.
step up to the plate, come and clutch, all that stuff they say, and but all that pork, the lamb chop came out so good, and it had gravy. It's the cutest thing, gravy had a little bit of lumps, but you know what? It was still gravy. It was delicious, right? Well, I was just so thankful. He even had the sides prepared. He roasted up some potatoes and some green beans. I was like, thank you, Lord. Taste
I
and
had
see that the Lord is good.
I had green beans too on that same Sunday. What did we have? I made
You
a
did?
oh I put a pot roast,
Mhm.
and the person I saw do it, she says make sure it has some good trimmings of fat and don't take the fat off. That's what keeps the meat moist. I was what I
Oh, yes, yes.
so we had pot roast and we had string beans also. I,
Oh, that sounds
the one thing I love about us telling a story, including our spouses, is that for the most part, they don't jump on and they don't and or our kids too. But I'll listen to it again so I can do marks like okay at this marker we talked about this at this marker we talked about this part. But for the most part, I said to my husband on your way to work because he does work a good distance away from home. Go
okay. I'm gonna let my dog out. That way
come
he
on,
doesn't have
Cat.
any. I'm gonna let Scotty out just so he
Okay.
doesn't have no mistakes. While I'm out, I'm gonna go ahead and run and get that board before I forget
Okay. All
because we
right.
will
All
run
right.
out of time.
All
All
right.
right, so I'll break.
I guess I can talk. Go ahead. Talk of myself. I'll do a commercial. So this
All right.
delicious tea that I'm talking about here is called soursop tea. You would think that my sister and I are being supported or whatever, but we're not. We just love to do what we do. So this is actually called organic soursop green tea, and they say you should have at least a cup of green tea every single day. So that's what I'm trying. And we have so many downstairs. We have this soursop tea, and we have lime in the green tea, and we have mint in green tea. There's so many different variations. I guess also while she's gone, I had been a part of 2 anthologies, and so I have the books that are back here. If you'd like to know more about that, then let me know. Send me an email or go to my website and inquire. But let me just put my email up there. This will be a lot easier. Um, and I'll send you a book. You could also find, so one of them is about purpose in my pain and overcoming your situation, because we've all been through some things. If you haven't, just keep living. And then this one is called um, Weathering the Storm, my chapter. So it's a collective of like 28 different women who they collaborate together, and each of us got a chapter. And so if you're interested in mine is about my desert storm experience. So I just have a chapter in there. So if you're interested in that book, let me know, and I'll put my email up while my sister's talking about the transportation board. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is a transfer board, and you can see that it's actually probably outside of the scope of the camera here, but
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, okay. Neat. Okay.
yes. So one handle is one direction, and the other handle is the other direction.
Nice.
But yeah, be careful. Check it out, inspect it first, because I did not, and it's got a little what do you call it, a little snag on the wood right there. So I use that. Clearly it's going to be the bottom side, so he doesn't get hurt.
Okay,
But
like a splinter type of thing too, or
exactly. So it's nice and it's kind of smooth on one side. It's smooth on both sides with the exception of my snag.
Gotcha.
So transfer board is taller than my torso.
Okay.
What else?
I'm glad that it's solid, but that's still, I don't know. There's no way for you to have, somebody, you trying to put daddy on this thing, maneuver it, and then have somebody film it. Because I'm just curious as to see. There's probably a video out there somewhere of somebody using it. I'm just,
Well, there's a home camera. I guess I could take a picture of the clip of the of the home camera. Pretty sure it's gonna run out before I finish putting them in, but yeah, I can try it.
Oh my goodness. The outside camera.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So we're doing pretty good. We talked about, let's just reiterate, we talked about transportation for the elderly. You can hire somebody to come to the house, residential.
Right.
And then we talked about the transportation board, and you just showed it. We talked about what? Go ahead.
So remember we were talking about appointments. I was going to align my appointments with our father's appointments. I only have one on the schedule right now that actually aligns, and thank the Lord for it. Same location, same doctor. What I did was I changed my primary care doctor to his primary care doctor because she knows his history, and she knows his history. His history is linked to me. So long story short was same location, same doctor, different information. So
Gotcha.
he goes in at at 12:15, and I go in at 1:15. So it works out really, really good. So that's my goal for the next few months is if there are any appointments, if I can't stack his appointments up, then I'll try to stack his appointments with my appointments, when I have them.
Gotcha. So elderly. Okay, so we also talked about elders needing assistance, and that they have to be below a certain income in order to get a lot of the programs that are out there. Right. And we talked about midnight snacks, including celery and peanut butter crackers, and slices of cheese too, right? Slice of cheese.
Slice of cheese. I have those little cheese string. I actually don't have it right now, but I need to get some now. We're talking about right down cheese, stringy cheese. Yeah. But just it's just trying to, I tried the nuts, and for a long while when he was living in his apartment, I could get away with giving him nuts like walnuts and pecans like that. That stuff's good for your heart and good for your for the diabetes and all that stuff, But you know what? The diabetes wants something different, so I can't always get him to eat if I set them aside.
Give him some chocolate covered almonds, right?
Not at night though. Not at night.
If I was at the other position, I could open my little drawer and get out my little stash of my little hard covered chocolate, dark chocolate covered almonds, man, from the HEB store.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, you would think that you and I were being sponsored by anybody, but we just be talking about stuff to be talking, Dark chocolate.
Oh, dark chocolate. You get the right nut in there. I'm telling you, it's amazing.
Yes. And then we were going to talk
And
about
then,
we were going to talk about pickled cucumbers, but that could be
oh yeah,
we can say that for next week. But I did take okay.
okay,
I'll say I can't show a sample, but usually I
I
would go
will.
outside to my yard and I would pick out some cucumbers. Some people at this time still have some that are they're still still coming through. But I had 4 cucumbers that I bought from the store, and you can take them and clean them off because they have that waxy feel on the outside of them. So I make them look like a zebra. So every other spot I use that little what's it called vegetable slicer,
Peeling. It's a
veg-
potato peeling.
vegetable peeler.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course our mother taught us to cut off both ends and then rub the cucumber so it doesn't have any kind of taste. It's funny because there's things that it's like, why do you do that? I'm like, I don't know. My mother used to do it. And there's like, why does she do it? I don't know, because Nana used to do it. I don't but it does take away the sourness. And I saw somebody the other day says you want to cut off the end of the cucumber that was attached to the vine, and that's the part that gives it that odd taste.
Bitter.
Who
Yeah, the
knew?
bitter.
But we bitter taste. But we cut off both ends anyway. And
Yeah.
then so I took them, I put some like sliced red onions, and you're supposed to have dill seasoning, which I need to put that on my list for this week coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but all these different seasonings, I put a dash of like cayenne pepper, some garlic in there chopped up, and then put in my cucumbers and some vinegar. And you're supposed to add water to it. Sometimes I'll watch like 5 to 10 videos before I choose a recipe, and I'll take a part of each one of those recipes and put it together. That's usually
Yeah.
kind of how I do it.
Huh?
So, so I put mine fill up with vinegar, but the one person said, "Well, you put in like maybe a quarter cup of vinegar and fill the rest of it with water." I'm like, "Who wants to do that? That sounds
I,
all weird."
I said, give me the vinegar. I want to go.
Yeah, exactly. So I filled, and it was also the plain vinegar, but you can fill it up to a good portion, and then you can take probably a quarter cup of the vinegar with the mother in it and pour that in there because that's the important vinegar.
Right.
Use most of the cheap vinegar first, and then add in a little bit of the regular vinegar.
Yeah.
So
So
I
why
can't
do
wait
you do
to
that? Well, how come I can only see you on the YouTube? I just see you, and that's okay. But I only see you talking, so it's like you talking to yourself.
really. Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's lagging behind, and you went to the store the car to get something out.
No, it says. Hang on. It says 2 minutes. You only have. I only see the 2 minute live portion. Hmm.
Um,
It's
let me
me.
see.
It's probably me.
Girl,
What?
wait, now you're gonna make me click over and take a look.
No, I mean, if it's gonna mess something up, don't.
Oh no, I already. It should be fine because I've already
Okay.
looked. I looked earlier.
Okay.
Okay, so what? So the other thing is, what else is on your list that we didn't talk about yet?
That was actually it. The only thing we didn't talk about was I wrote down snowballing and lowballing.
This is us talking at midnight last night when we should have been in bed.
Yeah. I wonder why I only have 4 hours and 53 minutes of sleep. But it says I got 75%.
You know what? I didn't even. I started taking my watch off because my arm. I'm still working on the healing of my right shoulder, the shoulder cuff. They said it's like strained or stressed or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
So I stopped taking off because I don't know, for some reason, I don't know, I'm not being as competitive or whatever it is. Not competitive because I was watching. I get a pretty good sleep score when I get in bed on time, obviously. But I
Yeah, but
also
do we get that? Wait, do we get to bed on time? Really? Seriously?
well, we know what, we're just like our father. He was a night owl, and we're night owls. And
I
I am looking at the YouTube, and I see both of us. It's probably you're seeing the time when maybe you're stopped or you hit it or something.
mm.
Okay, now
Oh,
I'm watching the delayed version on YouTube, but let me come on back over to you. Yeah, you're in it.
okay. But yeah, so we were talking about bread and how the
Okay,
bread is like not that good, not real here.
right.
But I was making homemade bread like once, twice a week, and it was fun. The
Yeah.
only thing about making the bread for me was I decided to use my bread maker really, really late in okay, I had it for about a year and a half in my closet and didn't use it. Okay, I bought it, didn't use it. But when I
Oh,
started
what?
using it,
The what? What is it that you didn't use?
my bread maker.
Okay.
So but I think somehow the little foot that goes in the inside to turn your dough and all that came up
Mhm.
missing. Like
Okay.
I probably threw it away, or someone threw it away, not knowing what it was. Maybe it fell out the box or whatever.
Mm.
And so I couldn't make bread when I pulled it out to get ready to use it. I couldn't use it initially because I didn't have the foot. So of course, went to Amazon, got the generic foot, and the generic foot worked. The only problem with that is, okay, first let me start with the positive. The positive was if all the bread came out beautiful, either light brown, golden brown, whatever I chose, it would come out. Yeah, lovely. And then I look around and say, "Where's the foot?" The foot would be inside of my bread every time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So hopefully it was on the bottom and not the top. You have to pull it out the bottom, hopefully, or the side.
So then you have to ruin like two good slices, maybe three. You
Yeah.
know, pulling the foot out with the foot.
You gotta cut. Maybe make us a nice slice down right down the middle, or wherever that thing is.
And then you
And
have half slices of bread. Then you have half slices of bread.
well, okay. I don't know. I don't know. That's interesting though. Yeah. So
So,
my son tells me how much he likes. I have made a nice soft piece of. I used to make this French bread that was really nice and soft and gooey. I remember one time I think I made it, or and you guys were coming through and you had a camper, and your grandson
yeah.
and your granddaughter and daughter
No,
were in.
RV. That
Yeah,
was blown
RV.
RV.
It's not camper, but I mean it's RV. And
Yeah.
that bread was hot, and your grandson, man, I'll never forget his face. He was like, but he just kept eating the bread and eating the bread. I was like, oh yeah, he just that was such a good memory. That's a good memory that I have of that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
strip. Yep.
Yes, indeed. That was fun. Wow. Yeah, we drove. Okay. So my kids and I and my grandkids drove the RV from Texas all the way to Connecticut to meet my husband at the airport in Rhode Island to go to Maine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All
That
right.
was the coldest year. That was the coldest year at the lake we go to in Maine that I have ever experienced. It rained. It was cold. It was rained. It was cold. I was like,
Yeah. I haven't been in a
so
while. We had. I think we had really good. I know we had really good memories as a child, but
children.
yeah, but then it just kind of I don't know. It's not the memories you had as a child is not the same as being an adult.
Hmm.
But yes, that was our place and that was our jam. I have a memory of going down under the water and coming back up, and my bathing suit top wasn't in place.
That happened to S. Brown too one time in Grandma and Grandpa's school, and I thought that was the funniest thing until it actually finally happened to me. It's like he who laughs first, last, right?
I don't
Or
remember them being in the pool with us at ever.
yeah, yeah.
The girl.
The Loftuses. Did I say all these
Oh
names?
yeah. Well, you're not giving first names, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I was never there when you did that. Seriously,
Hmm.
I only remember the family occasions of grandma and grandpa having the pool in the backyard. Those were what was the show? Those were the days.
Yes, us and all of our cousins and our aunts and uncles out there having cookouts and hearing all the uncles laugh and sing. That was amazing.
Yeah.
You
Until
know.
one summer I was really little. I do remember somebody thinking it would be funny to throw our mother in the water, and that was not that scarred me a bit. I
That
didn't.
was our uncle and
Yeah,
and one of the adult cousins.
yeah. I don't remember the adult. Okay, I think I do, but
You do.
yeah,
Look.
that was not a good memory for me, and I think that took even is why it took even longer for me to learn how to swim.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
didn't.
that was traumatic. Yeah, that was very traumatic.
Yeah, because I'm not sure why they thought just because our father could swim. I guess people assumed that our mother could swim too, but
They did not believe her. They did not believe her.
yeah.
So she sunk to the bottom in front of all of us.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, my do out is cheese stringy cheese for pop.
Uh-huh.
And do out is gonna be you having the pickles homemade so we can see it.
What do you mean do
And
out?
then
What do you mean do out?
which means this is what we're gonna talk about next week.
Okay. Okay. So let
Yeah.
me write a list for
So
next week.
so it's pretty much snack continued. Snacks continued. I'll let you know what kind of snacks I gather up for our father. But we definitely want to see your pickles, your pickles,
My pickled cucumbers.
your pickles in a jar, homemade.
Yes.
And hopefully by then I will have made the lamb in the same way that we make the oxtail. I say me.
Girl, you
Me.
better not. I'll slap your mama. Because your mama is my mama.
Better not.
You better freeze a
Make
piece
you
and
want
send it to me so we can eat it at the same time. Same
you
time,
want
man. Same time. Same time, man. Same time.
Oh, you been walking with our other sister without me. You guys can't have fun without me. It's rude.
Oh my goodness. I can't help that that we live 5 minutes away and you're like, yeah, 24 miles away, 25 hours away.
That's about 1,900 miles. What's 1,900 miles? You know?
Girl. Okay. Only we would have
Oh,
that
wait.
mapped out and remembered like that.
So there was something else I wanted to say. Well, I have to write it down for next week, I guess, when it comes back to me. But yeah. Mm-mm-mm.
So this is how do you start a hobby and then not continue with the hobby? So I showed this
Oh,
time before. I had these little sticker fun things,
yeah. Yeah.
Black Girl Magic stickers.
Nice.
And let me see. This is host Dr. Tangi R. McDouglan. Anyway, that's the person who made them, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And oh no, I don't know why, but oh, that's something different. Sorry, that's something totally different. That has nothing to do with stickers. That was a function that I went to in 2003. So I went to go to in 2023, and I stuck it back there. So she has nothing to do with the stickers, but she just got a shout out. But yeah, so these stickers are by wrong. They're by wrong. You see it in the red right there,
Mm.
and the seal's not even cracked. I'm one of those people that will buy beautiful newsletter paper. No, what's it called? Stationery. And
Yeah.
it was so pretty that I wouldn't open it up, and that's just me.
But
So
you have been like that since a teenager though. So
no, I need to get over that. So this is obviously she had a sale, and this is probably from 2 years ago, Adwoa. So you don't have your name up there either, but Ron, it's called Big Money Energy. So all these different stickers about taxes. It says taxes right there, and so I need to crack it open and use them.
yeah.
And then keeps going. It keeps going. Enchanted pink. So this reminds me of
Oh my,
Tiffany's, but it
oh
says
my
vintage
goodness.
Paris inspired planner stickers.
It
So
looks
I'm
like Eiffel Tower from here.
yeah, yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Okay.
So October's coming, and I missed all summer, so maybe I'll do a calendar event. That's why I told our sister, get on with us, and we can do a planning session and just go live and just
Yeah.
drink our tea and plan out your month schedule and maybe use some stickers.
Mm.
And so
And
then
then
breakfast at Tiffany's
cute. Ha
stickers.
ha 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 ha
Oh, I don't remember the song. I guess we'd have to find out.
ha.
What's the song?
It's called Breakfast at Tiffany's. This is the
Oh,
song. Yeah. Uh-huh.
oh. And this one's Black Girl Magic sticker pack. So
All right.
it's like I love it, but like why all the clothes always have to be all clingy and sticking
Right.
to your body and stuff? Like
Yeah.
with all the skin and stuff showing and junk.
Yeah.
And that's not just us over 50 either. Because I think you and I have really basically always been like that, sort of kinda.
Except for jeans. When we were wearing, well, back in the day when I was wearing jeans, okay, them jeans were clutch. They're like
Them
snatched.
jeans was jeaning.
Boom.
But yeah, but that was back in high school. I mean, that and a little bit beyond.
Yeah. You know what? It's funny because the church I went to in Colorado where that changed a lot for me, right, in my life,
I know
positive.
that.
And I took every pair of jeans. Well,
Although at that time you thought I was going to go to hell because I wasn't dressed the same way and I didn't. But I'm glad we made it through that we made it through that stage and I knew that you were going to be okay. And you like Lord, you prayed me
let's
out of
just say I was overzealous for Jesus.
you prayed me out of hell because I was still wearing pants at that time. And it's funny because now both of us only wear dresses and skirts, but
Because I actually burned the back of my calf wearing a skirt and leggings. No, I don't even know if I had leggings that day, but leggings and a skirt. There will be no motorcycle riding with me without jeans. So I might have a pair of thin jeans or some kind of jeans on. So
leggings under there.
If my boot, not leggings, because the tailpipe heats up quite a bit. So if it wasn't so unladylike, I'd throw my leg up right now so you can see my calf.
No, I got you.
Take a
picture. Take a picture and send it to me so we can put it in a slide for next time.
Oh, you and your slides, yay! Oh, what just popped up was Groons. I want to talk about Groons next week too.
Okay.
It's
What's
like a little nutrient gummy.
oh. See, gummy has sugar in it, man. But
I know,
we'll
I know. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
okay.
So, and then we're gonna go back to the hobbies that we had because I bought this soap. We'll talk about that also when we get next week. Okay, so this is your sister signing off.
Okay, and let me put my little please like and subscribe. You gotta say it. You gotta handle it to me. I'm getting better with these things over here. You really
You're doing great. Uh-oh. We
so
usually say peace,
peace, love,
love, and
and
blessings.
blessings. Thank
So
you for
thank you
joining
so much for
us.
tuning in.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Share. All right, chat soon. Bye.
Yes.